you know, what I got you here. Speaking James Manley tells the American Ronin. I could use some help. I'm playing with some different sets and filming backgrounds and things, background music, etc. Any comments would be much appreciated as this grows and keeps going. And if I ever get enough comments, I will respond to them until I can't respond to all of them. Then I'll figure something else out about the way I can do it. If I ever get to that point, that is. We'll see what happens. But that's kind of going to depend on all y'all or anyone who sees any of this and enjoys it. So, what do y'all think right now? This background, this lighting, y'all dig the music? Have y'all liked my topic so far? I've only had 3. Well, this is the 3rd actual episode, so, But, I want to see how this goes. Especially with, there is a novel that's going to be coming out of Tales of the American Ronin. It's pretty much an autobiography that I've been talking to doing. We'll see if somebody can get something useful out of it. If nothing else, maybe a good laugh. Nothing else, it'll definitely be entertaining. I just know the flashbacks are pretty funny and I'll live through it. I'm like, what the hell? Remember, boy? But, are there any topics y'all want me to cover? Maybe something you're shy or nervous to ask a veteran friend. Put it in the comments. I'll keep it in mind as I look over everything. I'm essentially making this up as I go, and I have a little bit of guidance, thank God. My buddy, Oakland Mike over at Branded by Money, he's helping me out a lot. He's my old Army buddy. If I remember correctly, I think he was my driver when I first met him. Or I was the driver. No, I was the loader, he was the driver. Yeah. One of my first tanks when I got to my first duty station. It's funny how some of our attachments stay and the ones you'd expect to remain there don't. Speaking for myself. Like the average person, it's their mom or their dad or, I would say your kid, but that, or at least to me, that goes without saying. That's always the attachments that are there. But for me, it worked out a little bit differently. Some of the main attachments I've had have nothing to do with blood. That have lasted, at least the ones that have lasted a decade or more. For a lot of them, it's a couple decades. As you get to know me, you'll realize that my relationship with my parents growing up was not ideal. So, they weren't real high on the priority list. You know what I mean? But then you got cats like Mike or God rest his soul, Top Gibbs. I spoke to him up until he passed away. Every month, at least, for hell, 20 years, 15 years at least. You know, he was from the time what I used to call the golden age of Charlie 369. We had it was a cross between Hogan's Heroes, McHale's Navy, and there's no secret of Mission Impossible a lot of times, actually, oddly enough. But I can, you know, I gotta check on statute of limitations on security clearances and talk about some of this stuff. But, you know, I'm sure other people got stories similar. You know, I can't be the only cat like this. Or at least not the only one who is brave or stupid enough to talk about it on YouTube. Y'all can, you know, maybe inform me which one that might be. I'm not sure yet. You know, we'll see. You know, if nothing else, it'll be a kill of a few minutes. 15, 20 minutes. I think my longest episode right now is maybe 30 max. But we're just starting, so let's see what goes on.